best-selling author and human guinea pig. I'll show you how to make the impossible possible by bending the rules. I'll find the world's best teachers and push myself to the edge to deconstruct, decode, and demystify some of the world's toughest challenges in record time. If I can do it, so can you. This week's experiment is building a business. And instead of being the student, I'm one of the teachers. We're here in my hometown, San Francisco, kingdom of the startups, to help a beginner get up and running. The other teacher, my partner in crime, is Noah Kagan. Good friend, I've known him for years. He is the founder and chief sumo of appsumo.com, a free newsletter for entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs who want to become entrepreneurs.
Hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you. You want to get some coffee?
Yeah, get some caffeine. The student Noah and I will be working with is Cindy Manev, a freelance yoga instructor who supplements her income by doing odd jobs. Now she wants to be her own boss and focus solely on yoga. Do you do much yoga yourself?
I was doing it a lot. Like, I went to India and did yoga for a month.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So I'm not matched. I'm not gunned here.
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much.
You'll actually be able to evaluate. You'll have something to compare this against. Noah is highly analytical, asks very good questions. He has tracked hundreds, thousands of entrepreneurs as they try to do what she's going to do this week. All right, off we go. Right out of the gate, I wanted to team up with Noah and go take one of Cindy's classes.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? I wanted to experience it firsthand, no context, no backstory, no explanation, to see what the product is.
Inhale, come halfway up. Hold that breath. Now, lift and twist to your right. Exhale. Now, your next inhale, open the eyes, and it's going to come to your first downward facing dog.
The class was solid, but it was also a lot like every other yoga class that I have been to. And I suspect there's more under the surface that Cindy has to offer, and we're going to have to figure out what that is.
So how do you guys choose what to do exercise or health-wise?
I'm like a program type of person, actually.
I definitely need like a very clear endpoint.
As soon as the class ended, Noah pounced on these other students, and it turned into an impromptu focus group.
So what I'm trying to explore with Cindy is, what kind of yoga can make her be differentiated so that others would want to come week after week. But I want to explore some of the things that people really started to resonate with.
She throws in music into her yoga classes. I've been to numerous times.
One time I had a 70s disco yoga night.
Man, that was blessed.
Donna Summers, Michael Jackson.
What was a blast about that?
How often do you hear 70s music and
When you're doing yoga. We're actually able to unearth trails we can follow to really figure out how she can differentiate herself and make this thing hopefully take off. Becoming an entrepreneur, it's not the easiest road, right? It's tough. Like, how and when did you decide to actually try to make yoga into a business?
I was teaching like 3-4 times a week, but I wanted to also just create my own thing. I saw a lot of people in San Francisco who had like fitness, business, boot camps, things like that. I'm like, well, if they're doing it, I could do it too. I just didn't know what it would be.
Cindy, I don't think, has a very clear goal. We have to help her get extreme clarity, crystal clarity. In my book, The 4-Hour Workweek, I outline a framework for creating and growing a business using the acronym DEAL, D-E-A-L, which stands for definition, elimination, automation, and liberation. Liberation is the ultimate goal. It's a life of mobility and choice. But the first step towards liberation is definition. That means quantifying your goals and overcoming any fears that could keep you from just getting started.
What you have been doing hasn't been working. So you have to try to say, all right, well, what is something new, a new way I can approach it?
There's a lot of parties that involve alcohol. But what if there's parties that are catered around fitness and health and smoothies and juicing and all that, And
So you're excited about it, and you're convincing me. I'm like, yo, Tim, that's I want to get my green smoothie on. What happened though?
it's like, oh, how do I do that?
What was the worst thing that could have happened if you actually went for it?
I guess the worst thing would be just no one shows up.
As a thought, it might be interesting to have her right now try a coffee challenge.
Hey, what?
The coffee challenge is where you go up to some random person, the guy in there, they don't know about it, and you ask for 10% off.
She's very timid. She can be extremely timid and shy.
Why would I ask for a discount on coffee?
We have to train her to get to the point where she can walk through those irrational fears, and you start with silly things. Have you had people ask for discounts on your classes?
I guess I could do
I think
it.
that means you should do it, yeah. It's all yours.
I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, this is great.
Don't make me nervous.
Yeah, knock him dead. You'll do great.
All right.
Fear is a really interesting animal. It's something that we all face in different ways.
Can I get one mate with 10% off on there?
You have to inoculate yourself
Would that be okay?
against the fear of rejection, uncomfortable conversations, asking for things you think you might not deserve, but really need.
Yeah, it's like I've done it.
Yeah. Hey!
Hey?
So,
Thank you.
what happened?
He's like, yeah, sure. What's the special occasion? I'm like, okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You can really train for the big stuff that you're afraid of by practicing with the really little things. I'd like to perhaps explore fear a little bit more.
Oh, no.
On my first day with Cindy, we began with Deal, a strategy from my book, The 4-Hour Workweek, to help her make the leap from freelance yoga instructor to full-time holistic entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is a full contact sport. We're getting Cindy into the game and immediately forcing her to do things that make her uncomfortable. And we're using some unorthodox methods. Welcome to the House of Air.
Oh, that's cool.
The founders of the House of Air actually used the 4-Hour Workweek as a guidebook when they were first building their business. So it's the perfect place for Cindy to practice confronting her fears. Today, we're going to up the ante by asking her to do her very first backflip.
I'm a little scared.
Let's get working on this backflip.
I'm always scared of like landing on my neck or something.
All right, let's go.
I want to condition her so she realizes, number one, she can deal with fear. The worst case scenario, if something goes wrong, is not that bad. It's very manageable. You can recover.
Okay.
I've never done this before.
All right, sweet. You can do it.
I'm scared. I'm scared now.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep it going.
She was 80% of the way there. She kept on grabbing the ropes. Giving 80% is like giving 0%. It's just not enough to reach orbit. You have to reach escape velocity. And to do that, you have to commit. And I think that's one thing she's had a lot of trouble doing. That was a great pause. I think you can totally do that.
Okay.
That was so close.
You got it. You're almost there. No rope either.
She eventually did it without grabbing the ropes. In a way, I think that will transfer to the other things that we're doing.
First backflip ever.
That's a big deal. Which was harder, the 10% off coffee or the backflip?
Backflip.
Backflip? Cindy is really starting to grasp the critical importance of overcoming fears in order to reach her goals. Now, it's simply time for her to define exactly what those goals are. So, I want to ask you a bit about what really, really gets you excited.
I just visualize, I don't know, kids, people, family coming together and using yoga as a space of community gathering.
But what's missing then? Like, why are we here?
I want to make more money.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. There it is.
Definition involves defining your ideal lifestyle through quantification. So imagine your ideal retirement that maybe you're postponing for 10, 20, or more years. What do you have? What do you do? And how much does it cost on a monthly basis? This becomes your TMI, your target monthly income. What's more money? And what would a solid amount be?
If I could make just $5,000 a month, I'd be fine.
With 5K, you have an extra 2,500. What do you do with that?
I want to take my parents back to Thailand because they barely go on vacation. Like, I want to be able to take them back, and they don't have to worry about buying that plane ticket.
Now we're clear about the amount Cindy needs to cover her monthly expenses, about $2,500, and how much she needs for liberation, which is between $4,000 and $5,000 per month. But the question remains, how does she reach that goal? What sets her apart from every other yoga instructor and catapults her into the lucrative realm of the truly unique?
What does the future look like? Like, if you're trying to drive somewhere, you need to know the destination.
Right.
Which idea, besides just being another boring-ass yoga teacher, right? Like, if you're going to do...
I don't want to be a boring-ass yoga teacher. That would suck, you know? It's not going to get me anywhere.
It's time for Cindy to up her game, so I'm giving her a true stretch goal. I would like to propose that you host a disco yoga party/class, at least 30 people, and they all have to pay. got really quiet all of a sudden.
I'm like, shoot, I have 2 days. I'm starting to think already.
This will be the biggest class Cindy has ever taught, and she stands to make more money than she ever has before. To help her on her way, I'm giving her a book that I consider critical for any product launch. So I think you'll find this very useful, and it might be a good idea to dig into this a little tonight.
Okay.
The principles in this book are extremely actionable. They're all supported by case studies. It's a great short book.
Tim and Noah definitely poked at me a lot, which I guess in a way is good. The real work comes tomorrow. OMG is all I gotta say.
Yesterday, Noah and I put Cindy on